hate you.
It is 6 p.m. on a Tuesday. That means it's time for Your Home with Bremer and Jones, your host, Don Bremer and Kent Jones. Good evening, everybody. Introduce your guests.
Thank you, Peter, and welcome into Your Home with Bremer and Jones. Of course, she's Bremer, I'm Jones. To her right, your left, depends on which way you look at Art. How are you? We've got Derek from Go Shield.
Wow. We're pulling the sponsor.
That's it. Get it off.
Shoot, it says it up there.
And of course,
Read from the
hey, Kiki, did you get that text? And of course, Eric from Eater Casellas Technology, right?
See.
Wait, no.
All right, hold on a minute.
That is good. And of course, today we're also excited. You got to stick around. We got a big announcement coming at the end of this show, so we want you to hang in there. It's one, and we got to thank our listeners for it. But stick around because at the end of the show, we got a big announcement about this show. And could you hold up the cue card over there for me?
This one?
Yeah, that one. And of course, our good friends over at Natural Therapy Wellness Center are proudly sponsoring us, or at least they're sponsoring us. Give them a call at 815-385-8190 or check them out at www.mchenrymassage.com. After all of the tension, I think, that's going on with the presidential campaign, you might just need a good massage. Well, Natural Therapy Wellness is
Yes.
is the place to do it. Welcome back. Had a good time in Florida.
I did.
Right?
I did. A great time. Went to Disney World. Took my kids in a big surprise.
How busy was it?
It was like dead. We got into rides within 10 minutes.
Did
It was
you
crazy.
like ride everything 20 times
We
over?
did. We went on them multiple times. Even that flight of passage at Animal Kingdom, which is normally a 4-hour wait, 10 minutes. And that was 10 minutes just walking through the
It's like a
line.
kid's dream right
It was
there.
really
It
great.
is.
But it was really funny. I surprised my kids. They had no clue I was doing this. And I had built this up for a long time, hid suitcases. I had one surprise after another, got a stretch limo. Stretch limo came. The kids were playing with the, inside all the controls. Didn't even realize we were at an airport. Got out. We're like, what? We're going where? So exciting. We go through security. We check our bags, and they canceled our flight.
Oh,
I was like, absolutely not. So, $1,725 later, we were on first class to United Airlines. So that was sucky, but a good time.
Great.
So I strongly recommend people scare their kids.
Well, fantastic. Enough about you.
Oh,
All right. So we've got the guys. One of the best shows that we ever had. Tim Santos, how are you? One of the best shows we ever had, we'd like to say, was when Gold Shield was here.
That's how it works.
We'd like to say that. But I don't have any of those numbers, so we'll just say that one of the best
You
shows
should
was
forget that.
when Gold Shield was here the last time. Derek, thank you for being here. But moving into 2021, and now so many people at home, you guys, we've got before the router and after the router, smart home ideas, technology, all this good stuff. And if where do you start? That's the real question. Where do you start with if you want to go smart in your home?
Yeah, no problem at all. I want to start by, I think we should start by giving you guys some swag, number one.
Well, that comes at the bottom of the hour. It's kind of our break.
Okay, fine.
I'm really excited about it. Unless, Pete, you want to change it up. Pete, anything goes?
Anything
You know what?
goes.
No, we're going to go ahead and stick to the bottom of the
All right,
hour.
bottom of
We
the
want a
hour.
little suspense. We want a reason for people to hang in.
Does anybody know how to do watch parties on here?
I did. I think I figured it out. I'm not sure. But,
Facebook
maybe-
is changing that.
Yeah.
So
Wait,
watch
wait.
parties are going to become obsolete
Oh, that's not
because
cool.
there are certain other things you're going to be able to do. So
Oh, they don't want those groups.
share the live video out to groups. You can share it out to groups.
All right, I think I did it. Tim and Sally Santos, one of you, please check my Facebook. Tell me if it works.
Yes.
Thank you. There you go.
Oh my gosh,
Thank
guys-
you. We now pay our guests.
That's right.
Oh, wait, you can't touch that one. COVID stuff.
COVID. That's right.
Why did he only got 50? Oh, I got less money than that.
He only got 50. I got ripped off.
I thought there was 50 each.
That's right.
Oh, whatever.
There you go.
So, so thank you. Okay, good. We can change that
Control this
later.
thing. I swear, it's like anything goes here.
Yeah,
That's it.
I feel like anything goes.
So you were
wrong.
saying where we start when we're thinking smart home.
You know, the first thing I was questioning what do you want to do with it? Number one, because it's not a cookie cutter kind of situation. So every home has their own, and every person has their own idea of what automation should look like in the home. For first-time home tech kind of questions, I always start with money saving. How can it save you money? So how can it pay for itself and then actually pay you back? So one of the great ways that we can kind of start with that is through some of the examples that I brought in today, some of which I stand behind and some of which I don't stand behind.
Well, because some of them are put on the wall.
Yeah. They just sit there.
Let's see, we
Hang
turn,
out.
Some you
face it
just
back
go.
this way, let's see what, let's,
Well,
See
yeah,
what
show
the
us.
host-
It's not
yeah.
as important to
well, I
show
want
the
to see
crowd.
what we have. So I have
Great
the
radio.
Ring doorbell, that's
Okay.
all I have. What do you
Okay.
have on that list?
I've got Alexa and
Okay.
and a smart plug-in that we can turn on a light if we say Alexa living room
I
light.
have that too, but it doesn't work all the time.
Cool.
But I have a
Okay.
Ring, I really wanted one of those Nest things or whatever you call that. So
Cool.
tell us about those.
All right, so there's the three thermostats that I brought with us today is a Nest thermostat. I brought an Ecobee, and then I brought a Honeywell Pro Series as well. So common misconception. I'm going to start right off with bad because I like to go bad, and I'm going to go into good because of that is I am not a Nest fan at all.
No.
Zero. And I'll tell you why. In the HVAC world, we get about, 10 to 15 calls a week on their Nest not working anymore. And the most common problem, and if you look it up on the internet, you will find that the C wire is the code that gives an error code saying the C wire is not working.
You stop it right now. Stop it right now.
That's been a problem in my house for a long time. too.
Yes. Sorry, Alice.
Hey, Sally.
All right, I'm sorry, focus here.
Yes.
Who else is on here? Yeah.
Yeah, just to see wire away.
The second thing, so in the box, it doesn't come, and everyone's home's different. So some come actually with the correct amount of wires in the wall for the thermostat to be able to hook up the C wire and not have any issues, and you won't have any issues with running it. The other problem is if you have any kind of older home that has 3 wires versus 4 wires in there, you're going to have a C wire problem, and that C wire problem is a problem.
It is a problem. Yeah, that's a big
But
problem.
that will actually stop it from functioning. So you lose your Nest, and then you have to pay us, an HVAC company, to come out. We have to diagnose that you're missing a wire, and now we have to run a whole new wire from your furnace all the way to the thermostat. And that costs money. It's time, it's materials involved. And the other option is we can always just kind of use what's called the fan wire, and it's not recommended because we want all functions on your furnace to work, is to use another wire that's inside there to become the C wire to save money on that. You're losing the entire functions of what your furnace and how your HVAC system should be working in your house. So it's not good. The second big issue with the Nest is it heats up so much that it gives you an inaccurate reading.
Oh, it's a
For
little hot
what?
box there.
It's a little hot box
Yeah.
without a C wire.
Well, at least you should at least get a good trim C wire.
Yeah. We trim really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a trimmer.
You just,
Bill pays C wire? Yes,
Yeah.
Bill.
yeah.
Yes.
C wire.
You mean the 5th wire?
Yes, the fifth C
C.
wire.
Look at that.
Not,
Look at
yes,
Wire.
it's the 5th wire, is that
Fifth
what?
wire. It depends on each system and how
Okay,
it's run.
but
I
what if
mean,
you're
some
counting?
people call it fifth, some people call it C.
Yeah,
Sometimes you need to have a 5th
Got
to see
somebody
the
over
C
there
wire.
nodding over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you have to have a 5th to see the C wire.
We are so involved in this. Amazing.
I am so sorry.
And Pete opened it. We're out of tequila, so we couldn't open it.
Oh my God, a hot box results with
Yeah.
no C wire.
Yeah, it does. A hot box does result there on with the Nest. If you're nesting,
Yes, if you're nesting. You can only nest with a C
This is
wire.
gone, where's our
Right.
HR guy?
Yeah.
Is this appropriate?
so
There's no. he's not-
now, but there's
But anything goes here.
they're the cool thing, right? I mean, they've been marketed terrifically,
Yep.
and everybody kind of gets excited about them, but not your favorite
Mhm.
because of the C wire.
It's not just that. The amount of issues that we run into, the inaccurate readings in what it is. The other big part too is those are actually connected to, if you get like ComEd rebates and stuff like that,
Yep.
they're actually connected and they can control your thermostat and will adjust your temperature if you have it set on different privacy settings inside there as well. So they'll be able to adjust your temperature and it will adjust it to the point where it's called the eco mode, where it's supposed to save you money, but their eco modes are 62 degrees in the wintertime.
And just stop right there because I want to do a little PSA here.
PSA.
Right. This week in northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, it's going to be a very warm, beautiful week.
Absolutely.
Whatever you do, do not turn off your furnace. Turn it down, but don't turn it off. Why? Because inevitably something will happen. You have to go to the hospital or forget about it. You'll be gone, and then everything will freeze because you turned it off. So just turn it down, right, to maybe 50 or whatever.
So that's what the whole smart thermostat thing takes care of, because you don't actually have to be home to do anything. You can control it completely by your phone.
So the other thing about the Nest tends to get a little cranky if you isolate it from everything else on your home network. It runs on Wi-Fi, and if it can't speak to other things that it thinks are there, it actually starts throwing error codes.
Really?
It wants to be able to see everything on your network. I think it's a Google thing, definitely.
Google.
Yeah, they want your data, they want your analytics, they want to know more about you, and that device actually helps them do.
Isn't that interesting? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and that's the biggest conversation that I kind of start off with, and Eric is going to dive more into depth and in what the different types are, because when you're doing smart home technology, it's a big decision.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to mix brands. Amazon, Alexa, Z-Wave technologies. The reason is they don't communicate well together, and some of them have open sourcing. And for those of you that don't know what open sourcing is, I'll have Eric explain it because he's way better at the technical stuff than me.
Yeah, we'd agree with that.
So,
Yes, we would.
and that's fine. He's everything beyond the router. Everything forward is on there as well.
The way the
So-
cranky nest is correct. for the producer.
So that's a big conversation. Is what technology do you have in your pocket? Do you have iPhone? Do you have Android?
I got one of each actually.
And I
I'm a multi-phone guy.
What do you have?
I'm not gonna announce
So-
what I have.
So I invest pretty heavily in the Apple infrastructure. So I have, my iPhone, my EarPods, all those things. And that kind of gets into the same with the home technology. Usually you have to pick a brand, pick a flavor, if you will,
Yeah.
and stay within it, because then everything
What
will
if
work
you want to
easier.
swirl?
If you want to swirl, you're probably going to end up spending more time diagnosing, playing around with the technology in your house.
But go. So it's like when you see these people show up to the gym and they're wearing Nike shoes, Adidas shorts, and an Under Armour shirt. You got the whole store. Pick a brand and go with it, right?
Yeah, technically all those things work separately, but
Yeah.
if you want to look goofy, sure.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
that's,
I mean, you don't have a
get that.
Kawasaki and a Honda. I mean, you do have an Amcam.
Yeah, an Amcam. Kiki, did you hear that? You just
Can-Am.
called it an Amcam.
Can-Am,
I
whatever.
want you
it
to
is.
chime in right now.
You got one of the sleds on wheels.
It is true, actually. Yeah, it looks exactly like a
But and that's it. So not to say that is there one better than the other. I know you're an Apple guy, but so I've got Alexa. We started with the Alexa way, so I should stay in that direction.
You're not stuck in that because
No, I only
Alexa's
have
just
one.
one.
Yeah.
So you have one. I would highly recommend keeping 2-1. So you want to do the research around it. And Alexa actually is what I will use in my home mostly is what I actually have entirely through. And Alexa has a really good app that actually says what works well with Alexa. And there's a list of products. And that's actually where I look and start shopping if I'm doing something for my home, because I know that it's going to integrate properly in the system that I use. So in my home, when I wake up in the morning, there's certain routines that happen where my lights are at 10% when I first wake up. When my alarm goes off, my lights in my hallway and in the kitchen go on 10%. I have to let my dog out. So I can see the hallway. He's getting comfortable. Be careful.
I'm liking it.
So I have a hall. So I let my dog out in the morning. I don't want to trip on something. I don't want to step on the cat that likes to lay in the middle of the hallway. So as the morning progresses, that goes up by 5% every 5 minutes. So it's like a sunrise in my home, and it's a certain temperature that's in there too. So it feels really good, you know.
You people see Terminator.
See,
I
very
do like that.
similarly in my house, like my entire living room is smart lights. Because if I'm watching TV and trying to maybe do something, read or something in the back of the room, but the TV's still on, I dim the lights in the front, but I leave the lights on in the back. So having that ability, and I'm doing it from my phone or I do it from Alexa, because they're all named in different zones. So as I'm in my house, I have all that smart technology. You talked about it a little bit. I actually mixed quite a few of the different companies together, and I'll talk about kind of how I did that. But I think it's important to also give the
Oh, yes.
Ecobees their
Yeah.
Ecobee?
So yeah, we're Ecobee is one of my favorite consumer products that you can buy in the market. It's pretty self-installation worthy, so I call it the DIY stuff. Obviously, you can hire us to come in and do it. We'll do it for you, no problem. We actually get better pricing on the Ecobees as well. So if you do install it with us, we can give you the special pricing. Unfortunately, we cannot retail it to you as we're getting it for installations. We do installations with them for our new systems if you request it, so we can include that in there as well. The Ecobee does come with Alexa built into it as well. So if you don't have an Alexa at the house, it's a really cool starting point to be able to jump into the Alexa world and not have to go buy multiple things. You can just start with one thing.
And the Ecobee has a good C-wire.
Actually, so it
That's why you're.
has a different. It does have a good C-wire, and it doesn't. You don't have to nest in it at
Best in
all.
the industry.
Yeah, it's the best in the industry.
So if, and let's get this out there right away, guys. If anybody's got questions pertaining to smart homes throughout this, feel free to put it in there, or how they get in touch with you.
847-376-8094, and just ask for Derek, or anybody can answer your questions.
Or www.today.
goldshieldtoday.com.
And for you,
Today,
sir.
not tomorrow.
You can call me at 815-344-1301, or you could go to eatercaselait.com.
There you go. And or you can just send us an email, 216thenet@gmail.com, and we'll make sure that these guys get your question or get you taken care of.
So this one actually,
So weird. Sitting backwards.
I know, I'm trying to do it on the satellites. You want to talk about the satellites?
I'll let you talk about
And that's the
satellites on there, too.
Ecobee.
Yeah.
The Ecobee works on a satellite.
So the Ecobees actually have satellite thermostats where the Nest is limited to only that device if it's in your front hallway, getting all the heat. The rest of your house could be frigid, right? They actually have a light mode on the Nest, and that's actually kind of nice. If it's getting direct sunlight, it tries to compensate for the additional heat that it would be getting from the sun. But the fact that the Ecobees have little satellites that you can put throughout your house, and then it'll talk back to your main thermostat to try to get the heat better regulated.
That's really cool.
It's all about being comfortable in your house.
And you can partner that stuff. So zone dampering systems is what they're called. And they basically go in your ductwork. So if you have a room that's cold or hot in your house, we can fix that. There's actually ways that we can fix it where we're not having to replace your entire duct system. There's zone dampering systems that can be used with this stuff. So when that temperature in that bedroom says, hey, I'm cold, it will actually shut the entire house off and blow all the heat towards that room to be able to heat that room up. And then once it satisfies that temperature, then it shuts and opens up the rest of them. It's basically like
That's
valves
cool.
That's
inside
really
there
cool.
as well,
So like,
too.
I have 4 bedrooms, and my
Yep.
son's 4th bedroom,
Yep.
his room is freezing all the time.
It's probably is it freezing in the wintertime and hot in the summertime?
Yes,
It's probably the furthest one away from the furnace.
correct.
So what we're doing is with the zone dampering system, we would be able to control the flow of air to allow more air to go to that. And there's other ways that we can do that too. We can have like an internal fan or a booster fan that goes inside your furnace or inside the ductwork to actually push it through. So that's more of what our techs love to do. Yeah, we like replacing systems and we like, troubleshooting and stuff like that. Our favorite stuff to do is preventative maintenance to make sure you're not having any downtime. We hate 3 o'clock in the morning phone calls. We hate it because it's preventable. And we're here to prevent that. The second thing is we'll go do it because we want to make sure that your family's comfortable and safe. But the third reason is if we are in there pushing and changing airs, it's making your family comfortable. You know what I mean? And that kind of stuff too. Look at Art's micromanaging me from his house right now. It's great.
So on here, you also have the little less smart Honeywell.
The Honeywell, which one is that? The little gold one there?
It's that,
It's
Oh, the little white guy?
yeah, the
Yeah.
white guy. So that is actually what
When I say white guy, I'm mentioning the apparatus
Here we
that's
go.
on this board. Well, there's a lot of people that are listening, 1.99 listeners out there on the radio, and I just wanted to make sure when we say white guy, I wasn't pointing at anybody. I was pointing at the
Just stop talking.
guy.
Stop talking.
Did anybody else hand him a shovel and watch him keep digging it?
Seriously.
Because I was watching them go
Where
deeper
was
and deeper. I was
the
like,
HR bell? Isn't there an HR bell? You were sleeping, weren't you?
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm listening. I'm
He's listening
I'm
to a
listening
different
to
show.
everything.
Yeah. I'm listening to WLS right now. Saying who's winning the presidential election.
I just tuned into an older show of Uncle Pete in the morning.
I was looking at my hairline in the morning and making
Oh
sure.
my God. All right, I
But let's hear
apologize.
more about the less smart Honeywell.
Yeah, so I'm gonna throw this out there because I want to. The one that's Honeywell is an amazing company. We actually stand by Honeywell 100%. They make a 9000 series that's actually physically in my office. It's color LCD. I zero issues with this thing ever. It's controlled by my smartphone. It's less expensive than the Ecobees when it comes to cost. And on top of Honeywell as a company innovates all the time. So although this less expensive version of this, it still has a lot of tech built in it. It just doesn't have the Alexa function capabilities. It's still a smart thermostat. You can still connect it to your phone. So my favorite thing is anybody in the categories that, and I'm going to say this very carefully, the generation that doesn't want technology in their home, this is a simple version of just turn it up or turn it down, do heat, do cool, turn your fan on. And it's all controlled by your phone. And I think that's what I love about, and I'm an Apple guy, hardcore. I literally
I
have,
got what you did there.
yeah, core, yeah. It goes right with bites. Yeah,
Hey.
take a bite of my apple. So this is awesome. I love this. Yay! I'm gonna go nest
Looks
later.
like a midget holding it.
So what a lot of these companies have done, they've integrated through Z-Wave as well. So Z-Wave is kind of that open-ended way out of a lot of these smart devices, and the thermostats are no different there.
Z-Wave is help
So
help a
Z-Wave,
brother out with that.
a lot of people know Wi-Fi, Bluetooth,
Yeah.
those things. Z-Wave is very similar to that. It actually runs on the same band as old phones, like phones in your house,
Yeah.
cordless phones. So believe it or not, if you still have a cordless phone in your house, you could be interfering with your own Z-Wave. But it's just a way for these things to wirelessly communicate together, and it's pretty secure.
Fantastic.
It's not as big of a throw, but meaning it won't broadcast as far as your Wi-Fi. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes you'll be out in your garage and you're like, holy cow, how do I still have Wi-Fi? It's very short, but a lot of these integrate that way with other devices as well. And these companies have made it so you can actually get into different infrastructures without having to invest tons and tons of money.
Okay, now when you started this, you said I like to start with ways of saving money. So price points on these?
They vary in price. There's different sales all over the place. There's different deals that you can
So
do.
the entry level Nest, or is that?
I mean, you're probably going to spend $200 on a really decent smart thermostat.
Yeah.
There is some deals out there where they go $179. There is some deals going on for $129 for different.
And how
versions
fast
of
do you
that.
recoup that money because of the?
It all
smartness?
depends on. There's so many variables
Just say
involved.
smartness.
Smartness. So there's a lot of variables. So we that's a great conversation to have in your home with a technician, because the technician is going to look at your window pane, how much thickness in your windows is, how the seals are, what your roof structure looks like. We as an HVAC company do things very differently. We actually can and analyze your entire home to tell the efficiency that you're getting inside your home, to be able to maximize the money you're spending. Listen, you spend money every month to put gas in a tube and fire it up and watch it burn away. Why not burn away efficiently so that you're actually doing things, the right way?
When I do that, it's always embarrassing for my daughters.
It is more acceptable right now to fart than it is to cough. I'm just gonna throw that out there, and I love every minute of it.
So
Mary Shep has an important question.
yeah,
She'd like to know which one of these can read hot flashes.
Your Apple Watch.
Yeah, that's right. Apple Watch that
I think there's a hot flash.
There might be an app for that.
That might be a hot flash.
Yeah. So, and these can hook up to my 10-year-old furnace right now,
Mhm.
right?
And that's what's nice about, so they can all hook up. There might be some technical aspect where you have to call an HVAC company to come out. The Ecobee has the easiest, they come with the adapters that need to make.
So
More
years
wires out of it.
years ago, maybe 10 now, the digital, right? The digital thermostats came out, which were programmable. That was smart. The difference with these is you have an application on your phone.
Yep.
That you can control it from wherever you are in the United States.
So,
or the world.
Yeah, the Nest, they all have the application, but the Nest is actually interesting because they touted it as being a learning thermostat as well. If they find that you're up at certain times of the day, it knows. It senses motion, it'll sense motion in front of it. So when you go in front of it, it'll actually illuminate for you. So it starts to learn your schedule. So it'll turn itself up or down based upon your schedule. So
which can be really annoying because there's certain times where I've had it.
Yeah.
People turn you up and down in the middle of the night.
No,
Is that-
you know,
No, you get up to pee in the middle of
Right.
the night, and if it
Oh, okay.
illuminates, it lights your path.
but are you, never mind. Don't be in the thermostat.
Be careful.
That's literally what he said.
Wow.
It appears.
So just to take it even a step further, so the Nest products, they also have the Nest smoke detectors, smoke and carbon dioxide, and they're kind of neat because they actually have an illumination path. So if you have them out in the hallways, they just glow just this little tiny bit so you can see as you're walking through. That same circle lights up for different meanings, like if you have a fire in your house, they'll all turn on red along with going off. So kind of that cool little thing that they thought of. You can turn that feature totally off if you don't want it to turn on at
Can
night.
we hook Alexa up to a gas fireplace? Be like, hey, turn on the fireplace.
If there's a
Yeah,
switch.
they actually have it already too. They have fireplaces that do sell that are
Oh, is?
smart enabled. They have blinds that are smart enabled.
What about coffee pot?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of brilliant ones.
So
Oh my
wow.
God.
Wow.
What about coffee pot? Like,
Yeah, you can
hey,
talk.
Alexa, make me some coffee.
Absolutely.
I mean, as long as it's preloaded. I mean,
What?
Right, yeah.
Are we
talking about
Let's make sure we have some water in there.
yeah, you can try to start to make it for
Yeah.
you, but you might be grossly disappointed.
Oh, there's nothing in there.
Yeah,
That's what I want.
no,
I want
Scott.
somebody, I want to be able to say, make me a cup of coffee in the morning.
Probably
Yeah.
one of the more exciting pieces of tech that I ran into recently was actually a smoke detector that had Alexa built into it.
Yep.
So you could do multi-room, like music, the whole 9 yards, just from the Alexa that's already a device that you need in every room, which is the smoke detector. So if you think
I
about it,
have the ring smoke detector, and I had I think I told you this, I put them in a few weeks ago, and then I think 4 days later, my son tried to burn my house down. We were at a restaurant, and my alarms on my phone were going off, my son's phone saying that we had fire.
so do you want to jump into Ring devices then?
Not yet, because I
Okay.
really want to talk about. I want to stick with thermostat real quick here, just for one more topic that I want to say.
It's
The thing, it's that C wire. I can't get off the
Keeps
C
coming
wire.
back to me.
Listen, stop with the C wire. Why is there a calendar on this right now?
Because it's 6:27. We're getting close to the bottom of the hour. That's swag time. It's
Okay,
time
cool.
to.
Yeah.
Swag time.
Swag time. Half an hour's
Is
gone
this your
already.
first show?
I've been on vacation. I'm a little tired.
I feel like there's a change coming.
There
in
is.
some
I mean, you never know. Anything goes.
So at the end of the day, the thing I love about it the most, so me and my wife go on vacation as much as completely possible. During those vacation times, we just went to New Orleans. We had a hardcore swing in Chicago from like a 70-degree day to like a 40-degree day. And at that point, I'm able to get on my phone and be able to change. We left our cats home, plenty of food and water for those pet lovers out there.
Windows World.
Yes, and we let mice inside the house, so they had something to do.
That's right.
Bought
some low grade mice.
we just let them out there. So they were full when they came home. But I was able to change it so I can actually, if I like smart technology to help me remember things.
Right.
all
Well,
the
you've
time.
got 96 cameras all around your house
Yes,
too, so
very
you're
true.
seeing that
Yes.
the cats are fine too. So.
And I got some exciting news for that because they introduced a new product and I'm excited.
And if you have the geographics on your phone turned on, it actually knows when you're getting close to home, so it'll kick your heat up.
Really?
Yeah, most
So
of
is
these,
it scary?
It is.
I think that's pretty cool.
it kind of is, but if you embrace it, you know that
Yeah.
basically all these companies already know this information about you,
Yeah.
regardless.
I mean,
But again, think about saving money. You
TikTok.
keep your furnace down lower throughout the day when you're not home, and then 20 minutes before you
Yeah.
show up, it turns on. And
now
cleans
if
it
you're e-schooling and you're
You don't do what?
home, you're working from
You just
home.
leave it at 80 the whole time, don't you?
I don't even know how to.
What- yeah,
do
what
switching. I
temperature
don't
do
have
you go
a
at?
smart.
That is a good question. I always want to know.
I don't have a smart thermostat, so
What temperature do you leave it at? Where are you at?
I'm at like 67 in my house all the time.
Wow, that's cool. I thought I was cool.
Oh, no, like 67 at my house at all times, and
Call
we
her the
sleep with
ice
the
queen.
windows open.
Is it
Obviously, duh.
Is it primarily when you're walking upstairs?
Yes.
Freezing.
Yeah, we do 67 at our house as well.
Yeah, but you also have a winter sweater on, like you're about to go fishing right now.
You got more hair on your back.
Yeah,
I had to throw it in there, man.
I mean, you put on
Uncle
a
Pete has
coat,
the
you
best
put on-
outfit ever, by the way.
Here's the reason.
I
So
love
here's
it.
the
I
reason.
love it. It's
For
amazing.
me, I sleep better when I'm cold.
100%.
So if you put it at 67, you're always around in a blanket, you're comfy, you're.
So
And on that note, we're at the bottom of the hour. If we could get the gaffer to hold the cue card up again,
Yeah,
so
I appreciate that.
Kent can read in the show.
Of course, your home with Bremer and Jones, brought to you through the financial support of Natural Therapy Wellness Center. Check them out at 815-385-8190 or www.mchenrymassage.com. You know, a massage can be a great way to just relax or even get rid of some of the elements from stress on a day-to-day basis. Check out John and the gang over there. They are licensed therapy massagers. Massage therapists, right? 815-385-8190. Give them a call. And we appreciate everything they do over there.
Absolutely.
I feel like I
Thank
have a
you.
career in sign holding.
You
You
should.
know, you're pretty good at it. Can
Hey,
you twirl it around?
Could you feel my my forearms? I think they're getting bigger. I was twirling the sign faster.
Honey, check out my forearms. Look, I was holding the sign up during the show.
Next
Sure,
time we're
that's
hiring
not
a
why you
gaffer,
have
we're going to give you a call.
Wow.
So
Don, what are you trying to say to me right now?
I'm not trying to say anything.
now that we're at the bottom of the hour,
Kind of.
traditionally, it is time on Your Home with Bremer and Jones to take a look at a little swag.
A little swag.
Well, so-
So you guys brought some things.
Yes.
This would be like when Johnny Carson would have them bring in animals.
Is this what it is?
Yeah.
Do they have to make sounds?
Here, we'll just pass it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
We have
That is
multiple things,
beautiful.
by the way.
What is
So
this for?
that's, I don't know.
That's my gift to you all.
Is
There you
this
go.
to us? All right. So I get to open it.
Yeah, yeah, no, please do.
You'll love the wrapping in there too. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Talk about the sea
Oh,
wire.
that's amazing.
It's a good look on you.
Talk about the sea wire.
Look at this.
Woo!
Look at this.
So it's
Pete,
Awesome.
we got one for you.
Awesome.
nice little EC and Co.
Let's see. We got some paper.
Yay,
Some
no
sticky.
paper.
For all your note needs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
To jot down dirty jokes all the
We
time.
got. Ooh, some
Oh.
little.
Wine
Yeah,
tumbler.
look, tumbler.
Wine tumbler.
Beautiful.
Wow.
That is a nice one. That is
So
cool.
the double insulated ones.
Yes.
That is beautiful.
What's the
have-
installation rating on those?
So those are the.
I mean, that's good for scotch too. It doesn't have to be.
Those are your universal.
Oh, these
charging
are
stations.
Ooh,
impressive.
universal chargers. Does it have the C? Oh, it does. For my Galaxy.
Hmm.
Let's see. Oh, look at these credit card holders.
For the back of your smartphone.
Yep, look at that.
It's a bad
And we
one.
have some
Oh, it's got a
pens.
two tier as well. It's very nice.
We got some pens.
I do like that.
And we got another one of these.
Yeah, that's Pete.
And then, there we go.
Those are cool.
Oh yeah, the carabiner keychainer.
Oh, and look, nerds.
Yeah.
I figured since you had a couple of nerds on the
Yeah.
show.
Hey,
Amen. I should give them to the nerds. There
Big
you go.
geeking. Oh,
Good job.
Good catch.
Catch over there.
Thank you so much
Very
for the
impressive.
swag.
There's one more
Oh, that's a
thing,
good
too.
one.
There is.
Yeah, there's one more thing. No, it's-
I like nerds.
Yeah, I have a couple.
There's
She
So-
keeps looking at the back.
I'm like,
What?
there's nothing else in here.
I think that's what we're opening, right?
And Mary Shep, if you bring dinner and cookies, you can pretty much crash any show you want.
I need to crack that open.
Whoa.
Oh,
Yes.
look at what you got.
Okay, so first off and foremost, I watch you guys' show all the time, and somebody is always sitting here and dealing with some kind of charging apparatus. And I
Yes.
see that this charging that you have in front, which is pitiful.
1970s.
Yeah, well, it's not connected to anything.
Well,
by the
'cause
way,
I
so not right
unplugged
now.
it.
It won't charge.
I unplugged
You know
it.
you have to plug these in, right?
No,
Oh, okay.
He did, but I unplugged
I
it
thought that
before my
was.
ear.
I thought that's why it was called a wireless charger.
So I brought you guys from Mary Shep's store, actually, Office Max in Crystal Lake. 'Cause
Wow.
These things are awesome. This is a wireless dual charger, so you can charge your headset, secondary phone if you have 2 phones.
Do well.
And this actually has a stand, so you can literally leave it right here, put your phone on here, charge and view. So you can.
Gorgeous.
Wow.
So that's for the 216 and nets.
Nice.
Not just for a specific person. Okay.
That's awesome.
Mary, can you set a couple of those aside for me, please?
Yeah, Mary, I need one too,
They're incredible.
please.
There's only one more left in the store. I was there today.
Mary, can you get me one, please?
Mary, I think I need like 3.
Yeah, and thank you so much, Mary. Your staff and store is always amazing, super clean and friendly in there. Just a big plug to that as well. Secondary thing, I'm going to keep with the Waze stuff. So these are little new guys. These are a plug that's going to actually work. So, and it works with the Waze entire system that you already have going on right now.
Impressive.
So Uncle Pete, I get you that. Also,
Wow.
it's a
Thank you.
Awesome.
one as well.
Nice.
It's
Yeah.
a plug.
Very cool.
I got you one, Eric. Yes, I did.
That's
Of course. And then Ken, that's for you too.
Thank
Alright.
you.
as well.
Very cool.
The last thing I'm going to do is just going to be some Gold Shield swag because I have to. Art ordered these really cool pens, and you guys are going to really like these.
So they write upside down like a space pen.
Haven't tried it yet,
Alright.
but they do have a built-in screwdriver.
Oh.
In the
Ooh.
back of them, a Phillips and a flathead screwdriver as well,
Oh.
which actually is really cool. And it has a level built into it as well, so there's a level in there, and it's got a ruler, millimeters and inches for
Wow.
those people
Does
that
it
need
come with a
millimeters.
handyman to do everything for me?
It doesn't come with, and it's got an
Put one in Pete's
uh,
bag.
yeah.
Pete's bag.
it's got a little node.
That is a
That's
nice
Pete's
one.
bag.
too.
Put that
Got a
away.
nice-
And it
Okay.
writes really good too, actually. I'm actually really
It's got good
impressed
flow.
I
with
need
that
one
too.
in
We
Pete's
gave
bag.
Sorry,
our-
Uncle Pete.
Okay, we got
Keep
Yeah,
standing
just
up.
take it.
Thanks.
Sweet.
Cool.
Thanks.
it. And we got a little black label right here.
Look at that. Good
Black
swag,
label.
guys.
Black
Thank
label.
you.
You wanna
This is
take the
really
first?
cool.
I mean, I'll take it with you guys, but I'll need to take the first one.
Well, you're gonna have to take ours because that's the.
I have to
cup
take
do.
a picture of this because I am
Do it right out of here.
so.
Yeah. Oh, my knees are gonna fill the whole thing up.
I've been working about it.
Thanks, guys. This is cool stuff.
Yeah, no worries.
Really impressed. Did
So,
you just fill that up?
This is-
Not up.
It's okay.
so where were we?
I love the screwdrivers. That's really cool. And it's got a nib as well.
But you need it.
Just use one of the cups.
It's in the cup in there.
There you go.
It's Pete's
Pass
bag.
it up.
Start. Make half a whole cup there. It'll be wasted by the end of the trip.
It's not that much.
All right, let's go. Here's a little mud in your eyes, guy. Thanks. This is wonderful.
Yeah, okay. Cheers.
Cheers. You're not having any?
Cheers. Oh, no whiskey. For
Cheers,
me.
guys.
I don't drink whiskey. Did you just chug it out of the bottle?
Yeah, it's black label smooth.
It does taste really good.
Thank you.
Woo! That is good.
Look at Eric's face. Eric's like, yeah, no.
All right, now the fun begins now.
I tell you, I had a great bottle of scotch that Mary Shep allowed me to have, and it's delicious. Thank you. Delicious.
So Tim actually brought up the Santos
Oh.
swag.
Ooh.
Nothing's better than the Santos guacamole if you haven't had it.
I have not.
Yeah,
Just saying.
I haven't either.
Sorry.
Man, this has even got a level.
It does.
It's
It's,
amazing.
it's
Yeah.
a great pen.
Yeah.
Art did a great job finding those. I'm going to give
Do
credit
you
where
have
credit's due.
Santos guacamole?
So,
I'm so
At
unfollowing
the-
and unfriending them.
He made it for the McHenry Chamber golf outing.
Nice.
He had a little.
Oh, that's right. You talked about it, and they told me they were gonna get me some, but I still haven't gotten any Tim Santos, Sally Santos.
These people take care of you all the time.
I mean,
Seriously, and you're
I
gonna
love
complain?
I'm a little jealous about them.
I do like me some guacamole.
Don't we like some guacamole?
It has to have
Yeah,
tomatoes
for
in
you.
it with no onions though. That's my only like caveat.
But you can throw some jalapeno in there.
Oh,
I
that
do
sounds
like
amazing.
Who was it? Michelle.
Michelle from
Man,
Clean Beef.
oh.
She makes really good.
Yeah, she's got some.
Michelle, hint, hint.
Should
When
we
the
have
next
like
time
a
you stop in the
holiday guacamole
office.
off?
We could do a holiday guac off.
We should. That's what we should
We could
do.
just guac off.
Yeah, I'm with Ashley Rose on the guac. I don't do avocados.
I tell you,
Sorry.
I guacked off a lot as a teenager.
His forearms are very guac.
All right, moving back on. I have a question. I am gonna buy a smart thermostat. Which one shall I
Congratulations,
get?
Dawn.
My vote would be for you. Would probably be an Ecobee.
I would eat cookie.
Ecobee.
Ecobee.
I like the Honeywell though.
I do. I'm a big fan of Honeywell, and you know, we work with Honeywell a lot. They innovate all the time. They always send us to training. They always take care of us for information. We have almost no issues with the thermostats whatsoever. The other one that is, if you want to go crazy, so those real tech guys out there, okay, and this is going to really
The real ones.
That's just the real one.
well, you know, somebody like me or Eric that can really dive deep into programming, being able to really understand the functionality, use each aspect of it, and not just, you know, say I spent X amount of dollars on this. So Train makes it, and if you ever visit our office in Algonquin, we have a Train thermostat, and it's pretty large. You know,
6 inches.
yeah, 6 to 8 inches is what it is. Mounted by the way.
Mounted, yes.
Yes. Color display. It's about $600 to $700 for this thermostat. And it actually will take a prediction and kind of go one level higher. It will actually not only work with your Train high efficiency furnace to uptick and move air in different directions in different ways in a computer program, but it actually will literally predict the weather for the next day. So if the weather forecast is hot for the next day, it will actually cool your house down overnight so that it can pre-anticipate, so you're comfortable all the time.
That might do the hot flashes.
Yeah, it might help
For
with
you
hot flashes. Yeah, I don't know if it works or not for hot flashes.
And she'd like to trade some cookies for Santa's swag. Well,
That sounds
pretty good. We've become a barter show.
And it really has.
This is great. All right, so we've got before the router, we got after the router. Everything we talked to there is really after the router. You're the before the router guy. How often should we update or make sure our router is updated?
Well, that's really a good question, because routers in themselves, they don't last as long as a lot of people like to think that they are. Netgear and a lot of the big players like Netgear tend to do a pretty good job of releasing updates. And if you're not doing your updates, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Yep.
Your router in your home environment is actually your firewall. A lot of people get confused on what their firewalls are and what they're doing for them. I always tell them your antivirus on your computer. Your antivirus on your computer is like the bulletproof vest. Your firewall is taking the bullets out of the gun.
Okay. Yep.
So if an attacker, if somebody is actually just out there peeking around, taking a look, they're going to hit your firewall, and that's your first line of defense. You'd be surprised, even on the residential side, firewalls get hit probably every 5 minutes.
Wow.
Get hit, and they're knocks generally. So there's a way that an attacker can knock and poke and see if there's any holes in your firewall and get in, right?
Yeah.
It's
What's that?
a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. Geek talk. Sorry.
No, I just was interested. I'm not being and
He's trying to simplify it. I mean, he can really get into some high tech talk if you want.
Yeah.
We're going to lose you in about half. Look at, she's already
So-
drinking.
Now it all makes sense.
So,
No, this is very flatly. Yeah.
so
Johnny Walker Red.
back to your original question, your routers, I would recommend that you replace your router generally every 3 to 5 years. If you're not doing it on that interval, you're not one benefiting from the additional speeds that you can potentially getting out of your routers. Because a lot of people, they pay for this really high speed internet from Comcast, any of those providers, but they don't have the correct equipment at the router to broadcast it out.
And that's a rolling 3 to 5 years, people.
So right now my
C-wire is
Right. But I mean, and I bring this up because a lot of people are working from home now, right? So and the smart homes are really starting to make people's eyebrows go up and go, wait a minute, if I'm working from home, this makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But really kind of going back there, a lot of people don't know. I didn't know until my company was like, when was the last time you did the upgrades on your router? I'm like, I did the what? I'm like, what? I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Right. So now I've got to go out there, Google it, and figure out how to get the updates on it.
Yep. Or if there's any available.
Or if there's any available.
Yeah.
Mary has a question.
Well, thank you, Mary. Go ahead, Rachel. We'll get right back to you. Anyway, you were saying. You got your own damn show out there. Is it okay to rent your provider?
So she probably
Your
has
router?
Your router.
Hey, you can rent whatever you want, sister.
Yeah. So if you
What's your rental cost right now?
I mean,
Hey. She is an elected official.
I am.
So the interesting thing, a lot of people will just have Comcast or someone like that actually managing their router for them. They're making a decent amount of money off of you every month. If you want to take that on and actually buy your own equipment from a shop like Mary can actually probably even sell you all the products that I'll talk about on the residential side. It'll help you eliminate those monthly fees that they like to charge for maybe not superior technology. Some older technology that's just tried and true. I'm really big into Netgear. I love Netgear. I think they do a really good job. Nighthawks, a lot of gamers know of those. Are they suited for every person's needs? Probably not. If you went with a 3-tiered Orbi system, which is like they give you the Orbi router and then 2 satellites, it's so easy. I mean, I love my mother, but I sent one to her. They were able to set it up, no problems. They didn't even have to call me, and I'm like, yes.
Nice.
Now,
what that does is you have your router, and then it's like a little hotspot a little bit around the house. So you get good reception on that everywhere.
So generally, I'll say that those will go, 3,000 square feet at least in your house. Lots of times people tell me that they broadcast too far. So you won't run into any slow spots. The cool thing about those is those little satellites, they actually talk back to the base station faster than your internet is in your home.
Wow.
So they actually trunk back is what that's called. And they're just using a different band, a different wavelength, so they can communicate faster. So it ends up being in your house, your slowest point's going to be your modem. So what Comcast is.
The only time little is better.
So you could, Eric,
cold,
you could go to somebody's house and evaluate their Wi-Fi house. Like I have a lot of gamers. Like my 2 boys are both gamers. We don't have really good Wi-Fi.
And by
but I pay
gamers, she
for it.
means porn watchers.
I mean, that's only the older one.
Sorry, dude.
Jeez,
You're
the
just getting
older
blown
one.
up
It's
right
called out
now.
by Uncle Kevin.
Wow. Wow.
That's
His Facebook message.
$10 a month.
Blowing up.
So you could come and evaluate, like,
Yeah.
and tell us, oh, get rid of Comcast, get this, and
Yep. So generally, we've always kind of focused more on the business side, but the residential side is something that we will do. Especially if you're struggling with getting answers, not knowing who to go out and reach out to. I know there's companies out there that do it as well. No matter where you end up, you're going to be in good hands, making sure that your home internet is both secure and
he has a question. We pass this to him. Somebody asked you a question.
both secure and fast and reliable.
Gary, how are you? All the way from Singapore. Hope you're having fun this morning. Hey, could you tell us who won the presidential election in America, since you're tomorrow morning already? It's interesting here. He says that it's just given to the subscriber. The monthly fee includes only the modem rental. Huh. That is interesting.
So Lisa Parrott had a question for you.
Yeah, so she was asking specifically about RS, and it depends on where you're talking about the RS. If you're talking about the RS all-in-one, because all of these companies have multiple products, the RS all-in-ones, it's not a bad device. As a modem, you can't really beat that.
I don't like Justin being called out.
So no, he wasn't necessarily being cheap.
Nice job. You
But
guys can talk about that.
Why do you think I handed him the phone and I was not going to read that?
Of course, from our good friends at Excel Restoration.
if my friends over at Excel Restoration would like to have me over for some bourbon, I will tear through all of their.
You're a bourbon guy.
That's it? That's
No.
what it takes to have you come over and evaluate
I'm a
our
super
stuff?
cheap dude.
Scotch. Mary got me turned on to it. You need more. We can pass that.
Oh,
on.
Did you just say Mary gets you turned on?
Yeah, turn on the scotch.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure we're clarifying. What's our
No, I'm good.
Sorry.
Oh, you're sure you're good?
Yeah.
You want more?
No, I still have a
Oh,
little bit in.
yeah.
Don't be scared of it.
I'm not.
It's a nice golden color, actually.
Oh, it is. It's
great.
nice.
I do
Shiny
like
walker.
the color.
Single barrel. It's good.
Single barrel.
Lisa says yes.
Yep. Sweet. Perfect.
Product of Scotland. And speaking of Scotland, let's just take a moment of silence for Sean Connery.
Oh.
And good. All right. So, COVID.
Wow.
So, don't worry. You've been drinking out of the same bottle. Got it now, sister. I'm using 2 GPS fiber at about $52 per month. Very nice.
Oh, that's 2 gig fiber.
Nice.
That's
good one.
hey,
For
that-
$52
Singapore
a
does it
month.
right over there.
Yeah, but they got technology out there.
Every
America
house
wants
has a
to think that
fiber
we're
thermal
technology
mandated by
based
law.
and we're far ahead. This guy's got fiber at 2 gigs. I did actually, so I have fiber in my house, and when Comcast installed it, I did do a test and asked him politely to turn it as high as it possibly can go at that time to test the line, and we got 2.4 gigs out of it. So Comcast can push 2.4 gigs out of the line. I'm just saying,
Good.
I ran a speed test on it
Well,
many,
we have
many
at home.
times. You have 2 gigs at home?
Mhm.
Holy cow. What are you doing at your house that you need 2 gigs?
A lot of stuff.
Porn?
Nah, I don't do that.
Do you upload a lot of stuff too?
Yeah.
Holy
That's
cow.
what he's doing. He's filming it. He doesn't watch it.
So where's your
There-
The money is in producing. The money's in producing.
The money is in for
That is
this.
very true.
So with,
Except for at 21.6 to that, but we're always looking for good sponsors.
with speeds that fast, usually your common slow point is going to be the hardware that you have to be able
Yeah.
to run it. So once you start to get into the 1 gig speeds, you definitely have to pay a decent amount of money to have the equipment to be able to push
Now,
that.
with all the smart devices, smart things happening, are my electric bills on the rise because of this? Now everything is so electrical and smart.
I would say your electric bill probably not as much, but those devices a lot of people don't realize because why would they? It's that for people like me that are actually like in the background looking at things. Those devices talk a lot, and when they say they talk, they just sit there and chatter back and forth. And
Really?
yeah, you'd be surprised on what.
So my smart TV is talking to Alexa all the time.
And the whole thing it's trying to do is just keep up with what you're about to say. Most of the time, it's downloading things, it's getting information back. Exactly.
They have to check in.
Figure out what's going on inside my head.
Right.
Mhm.
They're doing like heartbeats to make sure that the thing that it wants to talk to is available to talk.
Yeah.
Because
Very
if not,
fascinating.
yeah, it's kind of frightening too. Because if you really think about it, these things, if they started to talk back intelligently,
And then they start turning
Yeah,
on
that's
you,
good.
and then it turns into Terminator. We've gone into
That's right.
Terminator. We've talked about that. And
Yeah, my average annual income is about 67 grand
Is this guy
US
talking?
dollars. Tax is about US 1,500 max. I'm moving.
Wait, are you talking about it like what he makes
Yeah.
per year?
Oh,
That's a lot of personal information that this guy's.
Now, Gary's a good cat.
He looks great.
He's a bot.
He's a bot?
No.
Oh.
No.
Lisa says she needs your assistance, IT for her business too.
So he's great. Edith Casella is great. Eric is my
Glad you waited
go-to
until
guy.
the show, Lisa, to have this conversation.
Yeah, it's so well.
It just goes to show you that when you appear on
What
your
happens
home
with
with
your home?
Bremer and Jones, you get business.
You get this.
oh my gosh, it's almost been an hour.
I know.
We haven't talked about anything else.
Oh, no.
There's so many other things.
Yeah.
We can come back and we can do it again.
So yeah, we've talked to Eric and I have actually had a conversation. So me and him have partnered for different things.
What about smart refrigerators?
Just-
You
you
find
just
that
cut
that's
him
a
off.
good thing?
Oh.
It's my show.
It's not your show. I'm sorry, I apologize
It's
for
okay.
my ghost. So if you guys have talked about partnering.
We
and-
would like to do something where we can, your husband's gifts, and he's talking about smart homes. We would like to break down gifts for quick buys for your husbands or wives if they're
Yeah.
into that kind of stuff,
Do it.
and kind of bring in different products and kind of have.
I think you should
those
come back and do
talks
that.
as well.
I think so.
Um,
Anything goes.
You know,
with
it's a
this.
holiday show coming
Yep.
up in a few weeks.
Yep.
We should definitely do that.
Because with all the tech that goes on sale,
Yeah.
on sale, it's always a struggle with what you actually buy that's on sale versus what you just need.
Yeah, and we will be happy to take one for the team and have you guys come back since you guys
Once a
do
month, you
such
guys swag
great
us out once a
swag.
month.
We'll have you guys
Shouldn't have brought in so much swag.
I know, seriously.
I'm gonna have to up my swag game.
Mary's
It's like when
gonna
you first
see.
meet a girl, you start real low on the gifts because then you're trying to trump each other. Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, that's it.
So we have
That's it.
6 minutes left.
Okay, so to answer your question about refrigerators, yes. I mean, why not? Think about going to the grocery store and how many times you're like, oh, is that in my fridge or not in my fridge? Oh, I can just look at my phone because there's a camera inside my fridge, which they do make, and you can physically see what's inside your fridge. And that's it.
It is so freaking cool. I saw one at Best
Yep.
Buy when we were buying our new washing machine, the clothes.
The washing machine.
Yeah. But it had a screen on it, and you just look to see what's in your fridge.
Yep.
I was standing there watching TV fridge.
Yep.
for like
Yeah.
30 minutes while my wife's
Yeah.
writing up the washing
Well,
machine.
Mary Catherine's like, Peter, close your mouth. Breathe through your nose.
So
They're staking
I,
there.
I was a total mouth breather. I was
Oh,
when I
yeah.
was looking at that thing.
some of those are really cool because they'll even show your entire shopping list,
Yeah.
and it's line item.
Hey,
Yeah,
I
my
got an eye.
friend has one, and she's able to add like you use the eggs. You can just push the button.
We went
eggs.
out and got an air
And it
fryer
tells you.
because of these.
Oh, I love air
Oh,
fryers.
and do you love
oh
it?
my gosh, so
I don't
amazing.
know how to use it.
You just put it in,
Yeah.
push
I'm
the
not
button
allowed
on.
to, actually.
That's good.
You
Really?
put your stuff in there. I made chicken breast in the last
That'll
night.
change
Ken's
your
wife-
chicken wing game.
How can I move to
Um,
Singapore?
I know.
Art, you're not moving this.
Art, you just got
You're not, you're
citizenship
not,
here,
you're not,
buddy.
you're not moving.
You can't
to Singapore,
jump ship
buddy.
yet.
I'm sorry.
Seriously,
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
Derek will be devastated.
Yeah, actually, I think I would have a very big broken heart from that. I'm not gonna lie. Art's my buddy. I love Art. Art's a great person. Art's a great partner. He's awesome.
You know, I watched the Borat movie and thought about it the whole time.
The which one?
The
The
Borat.
Borat? Did you really? Oh god.
I know he didn't like it.
No,
but
he didn't. He
I
did
know.
not. I actually
I
haven't.
think it's
watched
from
it.
your neighborhood, though. I don't
So-
know. I'm never good at math.
I
So-
love when Art talks and there's certain words that he just gets hung up on, and it's my favorite thing to just sit there.
I tend to as well.
Yeah, I can't talk. There's some other people that are, can't talk.
Yeah. Here's what I love about Derek and Goldshield. Hey, he's got a dirty hat. This guy gets dirty. Look at
Do you have a dirty hat on right now?
Look at that. He didn't show up. Look at that. He didn't show up trying to swag it out. He
Yeah.
works
I
hard.
apologize for my co-host for pointing that out.
Yeah, no, he works hard. That's what they do over at
Gold
Gold
Shield.
Shield Services.
Oh
Gold
my
Shield
God.
today.
All right, we have 4 minutes left, and do you have anything you want to tell people about our
Any
special
questions,
announcement?
first of all? Yeah, Pete, go with it.
No, I'm just telling you, I'm agreeing with Don. There are 4 minutes left.
I apologize.
So,
Yeah.
no, like
That was
it
actually almost a tough, but it's like
It was.
Yeah,
this.
it's almost-
It
like
was
this.
4
He's
minutes.
He's gonna.
So again, how do they
It's
get
the
in
royal
touch
way.
with you guys to ask you? This is such good stuff. And I truly, I know we're a little crazy here because anything goes here on this show. But the crazy thing is, so as I said, so many people now are working from home, e-learning from home. Smart homes just make sense. They take a lot of stress off of your plate.
Yep.
And it just makes sense. How do they get in touch with you guys if they have questions?
So in the comments, wherever they may be, you will actually see a tag from one of the folks at Peter Casella
Yeah.
with our phone number and our URL, which is petercasellait.com. There's a get in contact with us
Yeah.
button for any of your needs, anything that you might need.
www.ercasella.com.
Phenomenal. And you can get in touch with us at 847-376-8094. We are 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. We are open all the time. I've had,
No doubt.
you can ask my wife, I have had many smart home, many duct cleaning conversations sitting on my couch at 9 p.m. at night.
And at 3 in the morning, they'll answer the phone.
Yeah, 3 in the morning is emergency. Please call us with emergencies at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to talk about smart home at 3 o'clock in the morning.
At 3, just-
I'm gonna seriously, he answers all his calls, so
I
let's
do.
just take a
Yeah,
chart.
I
1,
do.
2, 3. let's
Yeah,
go.
it's a very big pet peeve of mine in the industry. We answer our phones if we miss your call because we're on the phone with.
Where's the screwdriver in this pen?
So it's on the top.
under the nib.
Under the nib. I like that you know the technical name for that. That's impressive.
Can you find? Oh, wait, there we go. There it is.
Don't take it on an airplane. Just
Right, and it is not a number 2, Philip.
You know, I really didn't think about that. I probably shouldn't.
It's
play
a
that
number
on a
1,
plane.
Phillips.
No,
It's
they,
not a
they
number
don't like
2.
that.
They don't like
But
that
here's the good
screwing.
thing. Listen to this, folks out there. Listen. That's magnetic.
Mhm.
It's not going to fall out.
It's impressive, right?
That's
I'm telling you,
impressive.
Art did a great job with
Look at
it.
this. Step up my
So,
pen game. Anna, are you watching?
That's it.
Seriously,
Pens.
notice how he let you give yours.
You know, I was.
You got 90 seconds.
90 seconds.
Then
Listen,
tell everybody.
here's the big deal. We've got a lot of feedback. Of course, last week we did offer a date with Cookie, and it was won by an individual, which is good. But a lot of people gave us the feedback, and they were saying, "Hey, we thought this was a real estate show because you have a realtor and
A loan
and
officer.
a mortgage guy." And they said, "You know what? Maybe the name of the show should be what?"
Anything goes with Bremer and Joe.
There you go. So starting next week, you're going to be tuning in to Anything Goes with Bremer and Jones, where we'll be playing shirts and skins. And
We will be the shirts.
Yeah.
Our guests will be the skin.
who's our guest, by the way?
I was about to say, I don't think I
that is not me. Are you coming back next week? I think I'm busy. I'm in another meeting that week.
it's empty.
That's right.
Great.
So stick around because anything will go next week.
We'll let you know who it is.
So, for all of us here at 2160 Now, we thank you for joining us, jumping in. Truly, give these guys a call at Gold Shield. Give them a call at Eater Casellas because they know exactly what they're doing. Don't try to DIY this because you will screw it up. Just give them a call. These guys are
We're here to help. I mean,
Yeah.
that's really what it comes down to. Smart home technology stuff is me. Anything router, tech-based, Wi-Fi stuff is going to be Eater Casella.
Truly.
We work really well together, so please give us a call.
That's
Thanks
it.
for coming, guys.
Thank you for having me.
And we have to wrap it up.